Hello and welcome to Most Haunted. There are many castles in Scotland that we could have chosen to spend 24 hours in. In the end, there was only one, Culzean Castle in Ayrshire. There are supposed to be 7 ghosts here, each with their own particular reason for lingering within the stone cold walls of Culzean Castle.
Culzean Castle was built in 1777. Although the original building dates back to 1165, it was a stronghold for the Clan Kennedy. Its location was ideal to fend off the invasion by the English, making it a key point of defence for the Scottish clansmen. The underground tunnels were used by smugglers to hide their bounty, and it's said ghostly tunes from a lost, lonely piper can be heard emerging from the depths of the cavernous labyrinth that lay beneath the castle.
So, do ghosts exist? Well, that's what the Most Haunted team want to find out. And we're going to do that by spending 24 hours here. And these are the people that are going to be staying up all night to try and catch any paranormal activity. We've got Carl and Martin and the rest of the crew. Give us a wave. Hello. There they are. We've also enlisted the help of 2 experts who stand on the opposite sides of the paranormal spectrum. Now, Jason, is it true that sometimes the sort of magnetic fields around us that we can't see can actually cause people to feel depressed? Fear comes into it. Is that true?
It is. There's been a lot of experiments done on this in America, whereby they have beamed certain frequencies of electromagnetic fields at humans, at brains, and people have sort of explained how they're feeling. And certain frequencies will induce feelings of elation, feelings of sadness, feelings of fear, etc. And one of the theories about ghosts and haunted houses is that the actual electromagnetic field created by the stones, the very structures themselves, affects our brains, and that's perhaps why people experience these odd emotions in places which they put down to ghosts, when in actual fact could be down just to the electromagnetic fields.
What are you going to be doing tonight at Culzean Castle?
Well, one of the main stories here at the Castle Yvette is a story of music being heard, and one of the ghosts is supposed to play bagpipes in the night. So we've got a tape recorder, just a basic audio recorder, which we'll set up and try and catch the ghostly sounds on. We're also going to use the EMF meter, as usual, and also temperature cold spots have been noticed here before, so we're going to be using the ray gun as well to sort of locate those. We're also going to do an experiment with flour, and this is whereby we put a very light dusting of flour on top of surfaces, close the room off, go back later, and sometimes you get footprints, handprints, movements in the flour. So if there's no one's been in the room, then we know that there's something unusual, perhaps paranormal.
When we turn the lights off, I imagine, I mean, I know how I feel, the fear factor goes up. Now, is that to do with the atmosphere, or is that purely because, as children or whatever, we've always been sort of, most of us, afraid of the dark?
Well, it's like you say, it goes back to very, very early days when people are scared of being alone in the dark. And the fear really comes from a fear of the unknown, what we don't understand, what we don't know. And when, of course, it's dark, we don't know what's around us. Something could touch you, you can't see it. So it's simply the fact that we don't know what's around us when it's dark, and that sort of induces that sort of fear factor that you're explaining.
I'm quite prepared to accept that there may be ghosts around, but I've never met any here. We've had one little girl who came with her parents, and they were in the Earl's bedroom, and she described to her parents an old gentleman she saw sitting in a chair in the corner. They felt she wasn't telling a story. It sounded very plausible, and she had seen this old man in old-fashioned clothes, she described it, I think, and he had said hello to her in a very friendly way. We've had 1 or 2 other people who've stayed a night, perhaps, in some of the upper rooms, who have said they've seen a lady or a girl, could be a servant girl, perhaps. We had one particular Russian oboist in a Canadian quartet. They were from Toronto, but he was from Russia originally. He was quite an artistic type, if you know what I mean. And he was interested in the ghosts of the place. And he came down to breakfast the next morning looking fairly ashen-faced and said he was convinced he'd seen a ghost in the mirror while he was shaving, which could have been a girl. The housekeeper who used to run the hotel, she on several occasions said she'd seen and heard things. And I think on one occasion, she was quite sure she'd heard a party going on in the castle, you know, noise of socialising and people having a good time. And she came through and there was nothing. And there was nothing going on in the castle that evening. On one or two other occasions, she reckoned she'd seen this lady in the top of the castle, and she'd maybe seen a gentleman sitting in one of the armchairs in the sitting room up there. The most famous ghost story about here, which may just be a good story, but there must be some basis to it, perhaps, is of the ghostly piper in the caves. And the caves at that stage went right inland under the castle and up to what is now Piper's Bray. And the story was that the laird, because there were all these stories of ghosts and witches in the caves, sent his piper into the caves and told him to pipe his way right through, show everybody there were no ghosts or witches there. And the piper went in underground, piping away, and was never seen again. But on a dark and stormy night, he can still be heard playing away under Piper's Bray, which is the hill about a quarter mile in beyond the castle. The story also goes that he plays the night before a Kennedy daughter gets married. There are two Kennedy daughters coming up to marriageable age, so I'm looking forward to then, because I've not yet heard him.
This staircase is a centrepiece for the whole of the castle. Now, it's said that many people have seen two kinds of apparitions here, one of a serving maid and another of a grey swirling mist. There is a theory that suggests that ghosts seem to like to haunt staircases. The reason why? It's because ghosts live in between two worlds and the staircase are in between floors. Well, this is the armoury room, and at one time or another, all the guns and swords were used in battle. Now, there's no supposed hauntings in this particular room, but you never know, something may happen tonight. This is one of the oldest parts of the castle. Now, for over 800 years, the Clan Kennedy lived here. Just imagine how many people must have sat, walked and talked in this very room. This is known as the Earl's bedroom, and is probably one of the most haunted rooms here in the castle. Many people that stay here have a sense of being watched, and that's not just from the people in the portraits. Also, they hear strange noises, creaking noises, and those noises come from this chair.
The beautiful banqueting hall was a perfect place for dinner. Derek Akora, our spiritualist medium, had arrived, and our team was now complete for a paranormal investigation.
Can people see ghosts in more than one place, or are they usually confined to one room?
Just as in life, if you wanted to choose to go to a place, or many places, you'd go along, you'd exercise your free will. Ghosts do exactly the same. So they don't have to be connected to a particular place that they visit.
That's kind of obviously assuming that there are ghosts, but people do see something, the same thing in different areas.
Yeah, well, if people perceive that they've seen a ghost or a figure in a particular location, for example, if you think of one, Anne Boleyn's ghost is alleged to haunt the Tower of London and Hever Castle in Kent, amongst other places. I think perhaps when people have seen a figure, that they are assuming it is Anne Boleyn or another important historical figure because of their associations with the particular location where they've seen it. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is Anne Boleyn. It's just how they perceive it.
But do the places tend to be the places that that person would have gone to when they were alive?
Or, well, have some connection with, either born there, died there, been there at some point.
Reason that they may well have.
Yeah, there's also another theory that ley lines, which there's a lot of sort of research been done into, that ghosts can move along ley lines very much like people move along roads. And so perhaps they sort of go along these ley lines as ghost highways and go on their ghost holidays.
Assuming that ghosts are in between here and the great beyond, do they not still want to do and enjoy the things that they would have done when they were in the flesh?
Well, from my understanding, and and also explanations by Sam, my guide, the spirit people, no matter what dimension they're actually in visitation from, when they come into our atmosphere, they can take on a role of coming close to a person that might be having a drink, you know, social drink, I suppose even a smoke, or even eating food. All a ghost has to do to achieve those feelings of sensations which they've seemingly lost since they come out of the physical body, all they have to do is come very close to a person, i.e. the person like to drink, to come close to that drinker, that person who's having a drink at that time, come close into their energy field, the link with their aura, and believe me, they can pick up not all the sensation, but a lot of those sensations. The same applies to people who smoke, the feeling, if they want to experience the feeling of eating, exactly the same. They must achieve that level of closeness to a person that is actually doing that act. So I suppose it applies to a lot of things, not just smoking, drinking and eating.
Which begs the question as well, does the person who's doing that know that the ghost is doing that to them?
And in a lot of cases, people do experience a sensation, a feeling of someone around them, closer than possibly they've ever felt before. It could be in many ways, tingling sensations going from the elbows to the shoulders, all around them, because they have a tendency not to come from the front, they have a tendency to come from the back. And I've been explained to and been told quickly, the reason being is because when the person's psyche and the links with our physical brain, it's all happening at the back here, not the conscious mind and the brain here. So this is why they approach from the back.
Derek, our spiritualist medium, began the hunt by leading us to one of the beautiful reception rooms on the first level.
We can go in here.
It was clear that this room had been the setting for many gatherings and celebrations over the years. Ghostly music and the legend of a piper all needed an explanation. Could Derek and his spirit guide Sam help us out?
You see, even here in this room, and also away from this room, I don't know if you can hear this, what I'm actually listening to, but I'm hearing, very likely so, it's in other rooms, music, and it's like as if there's violins and stuff, even mixed music. It's like, how can I put this? It's like minstrel stuff, you know? You know, and it's really, it makes me feel like as if, you know, I've got this thing of as if I want to dance to the music. That's the way it's making me feel. Really. And, yes. I'm being told, Sam said, to come through into this next area because there's, who? Yes. Robert walks through here. A man called Robert walks through here.
Right.
Even on this level. So if we could just walk through here, Iv. See, I'm drawn now in this direction, you know, to that beautiful flavour of music, you know, and it's lovely. It's really uplifting. I can feel as if I could dance.
Derek had led us to the Earl's bedroom.
Now, I'm very aware indeed, for some reason in this area, of a young lady. A young lady, I would say, would be anything from 17 up to 21.
Is she a lady you're picking up in spirit, like a spiritual presence?
Yes, yes. She has the freedom, often, and she knows it, she has the freedom of walking, you know, on this level, around. She even goes down this beautiful stairwell at times. But for some reason, why her energy seems to be so profound here. I'll describe. She is youthful looking. And she looks as if she's just come from the music, as if it was like, you know...
You keep looking over into that corner.
Yes,
why?
it's because the gorgeous dress, absolutely. The way I describe it is like a ball gown. And she's come from a ball, and she heads for the area where she was dancing, where it was jovial. And a very, very pretty...
Have you got a name?
No, say it again. Say it again, please. She's the daughter, or one of the daughters of Lord Casalis. She could be the youngest.
But no sort of name or other indication, just that
not
she's
at this
female.
moment. She's not talking. Did you invite me up? Did you? I've got Robert. Robert wants to take me through. Yes. This is my place. I keep on hearing. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay, Yvette.
Is he not
Yeah,
nice?
everything's okay now.
Who's
He's
this-
just a little bit.
Who's this Robert? Is he not?
He's a very he's not a bad person, by any means. Thank you. Okay. I suppose this is his domain, and he wants to talk about this. He was very aware of the balls and all the great affairs that went on in this castle, and he was very aware, and he had guests, or he was part of guests. Yes. See, Sam, get me his name, please, if you can, please. Robert Adams, or is that surname, please? It's either Robert Adam or Robert Adams.
And he resides here as a...
He comes in, he's not here all the time. He comes in and has a look. He comes in and has a look. This lady is, she is one of the Kennedys. Oh, that's pronounced. Can we walk through?
Yeah.
It's okay, Yvette, honestly, because I feel this is kindredness. This is goodness.
Good. Goodness for that.
Okay, there's nothing negative here.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, you see music as well. Music. And this is absolutely... I feel all on this level here for some reason, as if I've got a gathering, okay, of souls, people who come in. This is residual energy.
Right.
This is not so much visitation. Okay. There's a wild-looking dog down there by Rick. He looks... He's like, look at him. Look at the eyes. Forgive me. This one here, please, was a real... when he went on the hunt, this guy, he was nasty. Maybe he had to be nasty, or he was meant to be. And he looks like, to me, my physical eye, like one of those Irish big hounds. Wolfhounds, like that. But, you know, face. And the eyes, piercing.
Who did the dog belong to? You know?
I feel it's had something to do with Kennedy.
Right.
Kennedy. Okay. Thank you. Come on. There's Henry. Henry. And there's also James. There's James as well. James. I'm linking also on the same balance of the name Kennedy. Kennedy. Listen, do you hear that?
No.
Oh, wow. There's a piper. I can hear that from outside.
That goes to a spiral staircase downstairs.
Okay, I can hear a piper, and he's playing music.
There is an alleged story, sort of legend really, to do with a piper haunting the environs of the castle.
What does that mean, Sam? Why did you make me do that? Is that a wedding band? Okay. Yes. They're playing music, okay, to celebrate a wedding. And the piper, he's playing.
Do you have a name? Do you have a name for the piper? Who was he?
Who was he, Sam? Sam's talking about something. Is that a place? It must be a place called the Bray. The Bray. The piper walks the Bray. The piper likes the Bray. Donald likes the Bray. I get the name Donald.
Okay.
Donald McGregor.
Gosh.
A big man with red hair.
There's no records because it's a story.
He's real. He's real, all right.
Tell him to play his pipes, then I'll believe it.
Oh. Thank you. I feel a link with this joviality. It confuses me a bit because I'm hearing two blends of music. Very strongly, the mixed violins and, you know, on the strings and whatever. And then I hear minstrels playing. You know, so it's two different levels that are coming in around me. But jovial.
Yeah, nice.
Absolutely gorgeous, yes. Yeah. Should we go through there? Can we take a walk through there?
Let's go.
With Derek's jovial, ghostly music, he was feeling cheerful, but knowing the amount of spirits that he was encountering, would we still be in a happy mood by daybreak? What would the night hold at Culzean Castle? Jason, Derek and I were still moving through the beautiful rooms of Culzean Castle in Ayrshire. In almost every location, Derek was finding spirit activity, from a hunting dog to the famous architect, Robert Adam.
There's a Margaret in energy, also in visitation. A Margaret. Margaret.
In this room?
Yeah, she comes in here.
Where is she? Is she just around?
She's just, I just pick up her energy and Sam says Margaret walks through here. She's not actually here at, you know, this precise actual time. Well, Margaret comes into this atmosphere.
With respect to Sam, could you ask for Margaret's second name? Because Margaret is a very common name.
Okay. I feel for some reason, you know, you know, this, a name that seems to be like just hit me in the back of my head here is like ringing time and time again. Kennedy, 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 Kennedy. Kennedy! Someone shouts with, like, not anger, but...
So it's Margaret Kennedy?
I feel that's what it must be.
Okay. The Kennedys are the main family name connected to the castle, going back to its, well, most of its history, right back to the beginning.
Outside there? Just across the way? Thank you. I'm being made aware very strongly that witches and witchcraft was practiced.
Where?
In this area. Let's go way back. Is that 15th century? Go down. Okay. The foundations of this castle, before this new structure or something, in this area and associated witchcraft, forms of witchcraft.
Why?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But witchcraft was very, very prevalent. Not with this building. Not with this, got to be emphasised. Not with this building.
Well, when you said earlier about Robert Adam, I said to you that the castle had been remodelled, so there was a previous building on the site,
Yes.
as I explained to you.
Yes. And I also want to go back to a previous building and associated around the links with the caves of when the busyness of the caves and what was happening with the caves. And in that era, that time, witchcraft. Witchcraft. It was like there was a group of women especially, but one woman who was like the leader of the pack that was known. And Sam said she was made an example of.
There was certainly a lot of activity for Derek, so perhaps by turning the lights off, the rest of the crew would experience something.
Let's come in here, in this way. Okay? I'll go first there, yeah. Everything's okay.
Yeah, but where are we going?
We're going to
up
go
here?
upstairs, yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Go on then. Do you want to go
Yeah.
first?
Yeah. Okay. Everything's okay. Okay, that.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
As we go in here now. Now, just as we come into this atmosphere now, Yvette, you see, earlier I heard voices, and I'm hearing voices again, like as if there's a conversation being struck. and it went from whisper into like a louder, more, if that's the right word, more clearer conversation. And you know, it's two women. And the strangest thing about it is this, that these two voices, just like the gentleman's voices, the men's voices, as if I'm listening to accents, and those accents are not Scottish, but American ladies' voices, and giggling, and you know, as if they were very happy, nothing negative about the, like it's very jovial. And I feel as if up in this area, these American ladies were used to, how can I put this, as if this was their area, and as if it belonged to them, or they were happy in this area, and they felt so comfortable and so happy in the time. And I'd like actually to go from this bedroom, I go a little bit further on, see if I can hear these men's voices.
Men's voices?
Yeah, and conversations.
I prefer women's voices. Women are nice. Men. Well,
Some men are nice.
Well, I know, I don't mean it like that. I just feel safer when there's women around.
I'd like to go in here, if that's okay. That's it. Okay, I'll go in first. Shall I? Yeah. Okay. Now, again, I'm getting this like happy and joyous feeling and what have you, but coming in quickly, I'm getting the men's voices again, and happy conversations, and yet the reflections of mind I'm trying to link in with, is if, you know, I don't know if it's a feeling of happiness because it's like a presentation, or a feeling, the way I feel as if I've got recognition here. That recognition is for something, but I can't tell what it, I can't pinpoint it, but it's got something to do with the men folk. And one, I feel as if I've got one man who seems to have, if we come into the present day now, two people either side of him, big, burly people, burly men, and wherever this man walked, they would walk alongside him. You know, like we'd say in our modern day minders.
Yeah.
When a minder minds,
yes.
you know, a particular, and I feel greatly important with this person, and yet I feel a good man, a just man, nothing negative about him, and I feel he was well liked, this man.
Do you have a name for the man?
Sam, can you give me that back, please? I keep on getting Dwight is given to me time and time again, and I want to feel with this man. He must have had like a military background or something, because I feel, as I felt earlier, I feel as if this man was a just man.
There is a connection to General Eisenhower, who was given an apartment in the castle for recognition for his services during the Second World War, but it wasn't these rooms here.
No, I feel his essence. Okay, he's not in visitation. He's not spirit body coming here. I just feel the residual of the conditions with this person, Dwight, a very just man, very, very strong links, American, and also. If this is the case of this man, Eisenhower, I feel as if this must be him, very strongly.
Okay.
And I feel the women folk are connected to him, okay?
Right, okay.
Very strongly.
Right, I've got this idea, which most of the crew probably won't like, but what I would like to do is separate the boys and the girls, and it's something I've always wanted to do. I want to see the difference, how people react to fear.
Okay.
So I'd like to put all the boys in one particular place or room and the girls in another, and just see what happens, if anything happens. So which rooms would you suggest for the boys?
Well, there's two rooms really that we should concentrate on if we're going to just have the two areas, and that would probably be the Earl's bedroom, where there's allegedly some phenomena occurring, and also perhaps even where I hear the oval staircase, again lots of different things reported here, so probably those two areas.
Okay, all happy to do that.
Yeah.
Are you brave enough to go on your own?
No, I'm not. Someone's coming with me. Come on then.
How were they going to react to being in the dark in an old haunted castle? The boys stayed on the staircase and the girls went to the most haunted room, the Earl's bedroom.
Okay, we've got the girlies. We've got Marcel, we've got Angle, and of course Bev and me. Okay, right, we're ready to go into this room. Right, why am I going in first? This is so not like me. I can't see a thing in here. Okay. Yeah, we can sit on the bed. Get comfy. It's fine when you're with lots of people, isn't it? If we weren't together, we would be absolutely petrified.
Well, I'll just tell you this, if that chair squeaks, I'm going to climb over all three of you so fast.
Stop it, because I'm really scared.
Right, now what we have to do, okay, is to concentrate. Is there anybody here? If there is anybody here, can you please make yourself known?
I want to see something as much as anyone else here, but I'm looking at it with a different eye, a much more critical eye than perhaps most of the team are.
More of an open view and everything.
I have a completely open view. I don't believe or disbelieve. I'm quite willing to be proven wrong, but at the moment I have no reason to believe.
Because your reason, I mean, our reason for seeing it is a point of, yes, we would love to catch something on camera, but your reason for seeing it is more of a scientific approach to be proven. So if something manifested itself to your eyes, I mean, it doesn't actually matter if you catch that on camera or we catch that on camera, because you have actually seen it.
Or equally, an experience had by another member of the crew, which I consider to be genuine, and I'm not saying that anyone is trying to defraud anybody, but people misinterpret things that happen to them. They quantify things in the wrong way in their minds, and if you do that, it's dangerous because you can come to the wrong conclusion, and I think that happens a lot.
When we were at the Red Lion, and I had those scratches, see, I can't for the life of me work out. I mean, I've tried to logically explain it, but it wasn't a scratch I felt a pinprick.
Anyone watching this programme will say, you did it yourself. And that's the only possible explanation. I don't believe that, and as I said to Rick, what's interesting is if a crew member has experience that I consider to be legitimate. I consider yours to be real. I have no reason whatsoever to question you. I can't explain it. It was unusual. It happened in a room where other experiences were occurring, including things on camera, and including a sound which I heard and something thrown at me. I can't explain it. And it was unusual. It is unexplained.
I mean, that's specifically where
it's also quite frightening. I have to say that sort of changed my opinion, because I've never, ever, in the 10 years I've been doing this work, found or been involved with a case where that's happened to somebody while I've been with them. I've seen people have photographs of wounds and injuries caused allegedly by spirits and ghosts, but I've never been in that kind of environment where it's potentially going to happen to me. And it did make me sort of think about it in a different way, sort of that it sort of put a different level, a different angle, almost like you have to be a bit wary of these alleged spirits or ghosts, or whatever they are, or whatever caused that wound to you, whatever it was, could potentially do something worse to you or anybody else. Doesn't mean it's paranormal, it means we can't explain it at the moment.
Is there sort of a lot of cases, sort of, what you've heard of, similar to that? I know you just mentioned about people getting pushed and stuff. Or...
No, there are cases on record of people being attacked, if you like, wounded by spirits or alleged ghost, poltergeist, blah blah blah, call them whatever you want to call it. Things happening to people where they get hurt, that does happen. There isn't many of them, they're very rare, but there are lots.
Why do you think then that poltergeists, some people would want to do that? I mean, what would be their...
Well, I cannot speculate why a poltergeist might want to hurt somebody, because I don't really believe in poltergeist. But if you accept that a poltergeist is a spirit which has an intelligence, if you accept that theory, then the mediums will say, it was a person once, it's now a person without a body. If it was a nasty person, it did nasty things, it is a nasty ghost. If it's a nice person, it did nice things, it's a nice ghost. People have different personalities, and the theory is that when they pass over to the next world, or in the middle world, call it what you want,
that they retain those parts of the personality which may be unpleasant. There are people in this world who rape, murder and kill. There are ghosts which perhaps would wish to do the same thing.
This is the room that's got a lot of activity in it. My heart's thumping, but I'm not scared because you're all with me.
I'm scared.
Are you?
Yeah.
There's nobody there, but it's just the
How
idea.
do you know there's nobody there?
Oh, orbs. There we go. If there's anybody here who wants to make themselves known, can you please make yourself known to us? To show us so... What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter, Marcel? What's the matter? Calm down, what's the matter?
I saw a light on the picture, I swear. I saw a light on the picture. I swear I saw something, I swear.
It's not... Oh, there! Oh, yes! Did you see it?
Oh my God.
My heart is going.
I'm so scared.
That was so distinctive.
There's more of those. Are you still here? If you're still here...
Oh my God.
Did you see that? Oh, wow. Thank you so very much. Oh, thank you. And again, please, more. Can you please show us more?
I bet I've gone cold.
No, you're all right. Come on, please. This is brilliant. Thank you so much. No, it was a massive orb. This is fantastic.
The picture of the lady seemed to be the main place where the so-called orbs were being caught on camera. We have no idea what this particular moving light is, and in the absence of any plausible explanation, have we caught for the first time that we know of in television history a spirit trying to show itself on camera?
These things which are termed orbs, simply because of their shape, are only caught in night vision. No, that's a lie. They have been caught, but very rarely in normal camera. They are only caught in places where ghosts have been seen or paranormal events occur. That doesn't mean that they are ghosts. It leads me to think that they will be connected in some way to ghosts.
I quite admire your objectivity, I have to say. And I have to apologise to you just for being so hysterical when I first entered the room.
What's the worst thing that can happen? There's really nothing to be scared of.
Carl, he got scratched. That was a flash and he got in the room.
Where?
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 There's another one.
Where?
I saw it. I saw it. What? Where? Talk to me.
What? Oh my God,
darling,
what?
It's it's like a sensor.
What sensor?
There's a flashing light on the ceiling, alright, and it's very constant.
Oh, Marcel!
Like I said, the scariest thing in this room is Marcel jumping.
What do you think the girls possibly would see if there was anything?
If there was any good. No, it's not. One thing I think we need to get straight in these investigations is people have to know what they're looking at, because that is a prime example.
What was it? I didn't actually see.
All it is the flash on the burglar sensors, the movement sensors on the burglar alarms.
We're looking for ghosts, and yes, you spot the sensors.
Sorry.
But people spot them all the time. I mean, we had one earlier on. I have to say, actually, there is a sensor light in the room where the girls are. People are getting carried away, and I think the desire to want something to happen is too much. We want it so much that we're looking for every little thing, and oh my God, there's ghosts everywhere. And obviously, that's all a complete load of nonsense.
I think we did incredibly well, and for me and Marcel especially, because we are the biggest wussies going. But what we caught on camera, I think, is really good.
I would love to see that big white light that was over by the picture. I'd love to see what that actually looked like, because I saw it, and that to me was just amazing.
It was exciting. I've seen some orbs.
From the sound of your voice, it did seem to be responding.
Definitely.
It happened more as you talked more and as you got more excited.
It seemed that it was listening more to Yvette than to anyone of us. Maybe like it recognised your voice, or it liked your voice.
After spending 2 hours in the Earl's bedroom, we left excited with the orbs and the unexplained light we had caught on camera. The boys, however, after spending their time on the staircase, had seen nothing. Some had returned to the Earl's bedroom in the hope that they too could catch some spiritual activity on camera, but to no avail. Perhaps if the spirit of the daughter of Cassillis is present in the Earl's bedroom, she only wishes to communicate with other ladies.
I think it's important to realise with the experiment that we had 3 or 4 girls in one room and 6 or 7 guys in another room. So the amount of people was drastically different, and of course the safety in numbers. So the feelings of people in a big group are going to be less frightening than the people in a smaller group. So I think that's important. However, they did catch the orbs of light, the anomalies on camera in the bedroom, the Earl's bedroom.
As Yvette experienced these orbs, one, the largest, I would most definitely say, would be attributed to the young lady that I actually saw there. Even though I wasn't actually watching, I would say if this large orb come towards Yvette, and that was showing Yvette this young lady saying, hey, you know, you're most welcome, we're glad that you're here.
We did pick up on the sort of legend or story of a piper haunting the area of the castle, but it's not actually within the building. It's an area called Piper's Bray over there, so it's not a ghost that's alleged to haunt the building itself.
When I first arrived here, Sam did make me aware at the beginning, even before the investigation, and took me in mind to caves. And I felt, yeah, this has got to be a most active place. It would be very interesting if we could get down there sometime and really dig our teeth into it, because I'm sure if we were down there, the activity would become explosive.
Well, obviously, it's got all the Hammer horror criteria that you want. It's got its castellated turrets and battlements, and it's got its creaking doors and secret passageways. All of those things add up to a typical haunted house. And once again, I think a little bit of mass hysteria and over-expectation took over on a part of many crew members. I tried to remain level-headed here, and I think I managed to do that, but perhaps a few other people didn't, and they got a bit spooked by perhaps nothing more than shadows in the dark.
In my opinion, Culzean Castle is quite unique as far as being haunted and also packed with different residual energy. The mixture, you know, most unusual to get a Scottish and American flavour intertwined in with each other. It's quite exceptional to me, that. First of its kind.
Spending 24 hours in a beautiful castle steeped in history was interesting for some, exciting for others, and fearful for a few.
Stop it, because I'm really scared. Oh my God. Oh my God. I saw it.
Sleep tight.
You were here, and you were like whispering this here, and I looked and I was like, where are you? And you were stood over there.
Oh my word.
Are we in the right castle?